Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Archway Sports Talk. It's great to be back with my co-host Dan. We got a few things we're going to talk about. Hope everybody had a great week. We're going to start with hot off the presses, and we're going to get right to it, guys. J.J. Wetterholt, infielder, and pitcher Bryson Mouts were named minor league players of the year. What a feat, Dan.
Yeah, well, I think we all knew J.J. Wetherholt, he's been very highly touted, so I think that name should be very familiar. But the one that people probably don't know is Steven Mouts, left-handed pitcher. I think he projects to be like a middle of the rotation pitcher. But just another encouraging sign of this pipeline that Chaim Bloom is trying to create.
Well, and like I said, that's enough on that. It was just our opening little monologue there for you guys. We're going to move on to a Cardinals Corner with Dan. And it's going to include the trade of Nolan Arenado. Forgive me, Nolan Arenado to Arizona. Sorry about that, guys. Dan, what's your thoughts on the Cardinals Corner?
Well, so I like the fact that they were able to trade him and get a little something back. We don't know what this pitcher, Jack Martinez, is going to be. I think he's probably going to be a bullpen guy, but who knows? He was selected in the 8th round, so I don't really know much about him. But this also clears the way for at-bats for younger guys. Just keep in mind, 500 to 600 at-bats for Arenado. That means at-bats were being taken away from Gorman, Walker, Burleson, potentially Wetherholt, Sajaci. All those players were going to be affected some way by Arenado still being on the Cardinals. The thing I did not like was the fact that they paid $31 million to send him on his way. But, if the ultimate goal was just to get rid of him come hell or high water, then that's what they did. I think in a previous episode, we had said something about it being about 42% of the salary. And I think that would have been a lot better, but it's done.
He's gone.
Everybody who wanted him gone, you got your wish. I'm kind of one of those that was in that boat that said it was time. So now we got to see what's going to come along. I quite honestly think that that third base position, the person who will man that is not on the big league roster. He's probably going to start the season at Double-A, and that's that Daniel Ortiz.
You've talked about him. Well, actually, on that Diamondbacks trade for Arenado, he's still going to get $11 million a year for the next 2 years from Arizona.
That's total.
Total.
Yeah. 6 and 5. 6 this season, 5 next season. Which, if you look at his production, that's about where he should be.
Well, apparently he's worked on his swing, Dan.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
He worked on that swing the last couple of years in his decline.
Yes. Well, we wish him all the best. He's still one of the best fielders in baseball. Not going to take that away from Arenado. Some of the plays he made were just outstanding. I got a few insights on Jack Martinez real quick, Dan.
Sure.
And then we're going to move on to our international signing that you're going to talk about. Actually, Jack Martinez, like you said, was an 8th-round pick. 6'4", 215 pounds, guys. Had pitched 77 innings, had 110 strikeouts, 5.74 ERA. Big kid, another young arm, has to prove himself. Heim Bloom wanted young guns. He's getting them. That's what they should call Young Guns 3. Future possible movie. We'll see about that.
Oh, God.
So anyway, we're going to, Heim Bloom is loading up, like I said, pitching talent for the future. And we'll see where it leads us, guys. He said he was going to do it, and he's sticking to his word. So let's move on real quick. Next to the international signings. And Dan, you're going to highlight one of the players, aren't you?
Yeah. So just this past week, the Cardinals made 12 selections in the international free agent signing period. Now, these are all very young players. Some of them are 16, but I think in order for them to sign, they have to turn 17. So, very young guys. When you're going to see them, who knows? A lot of times, we see the selection each year, and that's the last we ever see or hear of them. But the Cardinals did select with their very first choice an outfielder by the name of Emmanuel Luna, and they signed him to a $2.3 million contract. He's 17 and 6'2". Luna combines speed and raw power. Some people who have been watching him play say he compares to a young Aaron Judge. Well, it's 6'2". He's fallen a little short.
Aaron Judge. Yeah.
I would say a better comp would probably be Juan Soto, but we'll see. They're going to be playing him in center field because he does have some good speed.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll project to a corner outfield as he progresses.
I got you.
Who knows? Maybe he gets to the major leagues in, say, 5 years at age 22, 23. He may still be a center fielder. And God knows, we could use a center fielder who can hit.
Oh, that's not a little shot at Victor Scott, isn't there?
Yeah, it is.
Another shot on Victor.
Yeah,
I hope Victor proves him wrong.
I'll send those out all the time.
I got
all
you.
Day.
All right, Dan, we're going to move on to a segment I came up with. Just a few things about what it costs to take a family of four to a ball game, guys. Dan, it's you'll believe some of the prices I found. I'm just to name a few, okay? First one is actually Arizona Diamondbacks. They're the most cost effective. It's actually $160 for a family of four to go to a game. Most expensive are the Boston Red Sox at $370 per game. And this includes 4 tickets, 2 cold beers, 2 soda pops, 4 hot dogs, $15 to $20 for a baseball cap. Also, not to include parking. And for the Cardinals' average cost, ready for this? Around $250. I'd take a family of 4.
I'll stay home and watch it on TV.
Yeah, I got better seats.
No waiting at the bathroom.
No, and
I park for free.
Park for free. I got you. New York Yankees just behind the Red Sox at $355. So that's what you're looking at. And I blame the owners for being greedy, guys. I know it's a money thing, and it's all a business. Let's face it, it's business. The owners want to win a World Series, but at what cost, guys? It's all about the money, not the game anymore. It's just my opinion, okay? I know a lot of people feel that way. It's tough for a family of 4 to go to a ball game. You're going to figure $300 to $500 after you buy, a hat or whatever, food, hot dog, nachos, ice cream. It all comes with that. But also, I believe it's the ball players that lead to the ridiculous contracts too. They get to pick and choose who they want to play for. What is that? If I want to trade you, I'm going to trade you. Maybe they should have a little say on that. I believe that. But not pick and choose 10, 12, 15 different teams they don't want to go to.
Well,
it all comes down to the contract.
Yeah, it does. But I think more than the term of the contract, I think it's the AAV, the total cost of the contract that are just blowing these things out of proportion. And look, nobody's worth 30 million a year, but yet we see this time and time again. A player just look at Alfonso of the Mets or Alonso of the Orioles. He signed for 31 million. So did Bregman with the Cubs. He signed for 31 million on every. That's a lot of money. Yep. Now, I don't begrudge anybody for making as much money as they possibly can. I think that
I don't either.
Take it and go. But like with anything, we're the ones that get stuck with the sticker price. So if they want to know why they can't sell out stadiums and why the average fan can't take a family game,
right?
There you go, right there. It's pretty simple, and right now they don't cater to the average fan. They don't cater to the dad taking his son to a ball game. They go for corporate money because that's who's got it.
I got you. It also comes down, guys, a little bit on this. Sports agents. Boris. Oh, my God. He's one of the guys that gets the most money out of all his ball players.
Again, I don't begrudge anybody.
I don't begrudge it, but sometimes you got to say no. We talked about this before, Dan. We think there needs to be a cap. And I know some of the news sports guys around town here in St. Louis also agree on that. Needs to be the bottom and you need a cap.
I don't know that you need, caps are put in, floors and caps are put in because these owners can't control themselves. They got monopoly money and they go, oh, I can just spend willy-nilly. They wouldn't run all their other businesses this way.
No. But on an average, these sports agents, I looked it up here, got a couple ideas for you. Sports agents make an average of 4 to 10% of the athlete's contract, guys.
You hearing that, Michael? I'm talking to you.
And then the NFL has a cap of 3%, guys. NBA cap of 4%. MLB, NHL have no caps. You can believe that. And endorsements anywhere from 10 to 20%, guys. So the more they get, the more they pocket. The more they get so they're working for the ball player, let's face it. And I don't blame them. I'm not blaming them for that. But I blame how much is enough, guys. What, guys making the average, the minimum wage or just making $15-20 an hour to raise a family of 4. Unless they're getting free tickets from the office or, their owners, it's tough to make. And I hate to see that. But anyway.
I'll watch it on TV.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just going to, real quick, and I'm going to name the 5 richest teams and their owners, and then we'll move on. The first one, Jack Malone of the Atlanta Braves. Edward Rogers, Toronto Blue Jays, guys. Lilich family, Detroit Tigers. Lerner family, owner of the Washington Nationals. Top 5, guys. Those are the guys making the money. If you go in there, who's getting all these free agents? Boston, Yankees. Same every year. These low-budget teams like Miami struggle. But they put a good ball team on the floor. What does that tell you? That's because they get a lot of good draft choices that after a few years turn out to be pretty good, Dan.
When you finish at the bottom, you better get good.
You better get some good draft choices. So I'm going to leave you off with that, guys. A little information on that. Dan, I got up next year. I got Blues news. Does that sound right?
Yeah. So since the last time we spoke, we're just going to touch on a few things that have happened here recently. First thing is the Blues activated some players. Nick Bukestad from the IR, Philip Broberg, who missed some time, a couple of games, I believe it was, he was on concussion protocol after a cheap shot right after he signed that extension. Speaking of extensions, Logan Mailloux, a 1-year, $850,000
that was smooth,
extension.
You slid that right in there. That was
That
pretty
was a
good,
nice
brother.
little
That was a nice little
segue.
segue
I
into that,
tell you,
Dan.
I'm getting better at this, guys. I think
We're trying, guys. Hope we're getting better. So,
little bad news. Once again, the Blues have lost Robert Thomas to the IR with a lower body injury. This is becoming an annual thing with him. But
what are you going to do? It's an injury.
yeah, you're hurt, you're hurt. But he seems to be getting hurt a lot and every year. Also, the Blues have announced that former Blues defenseman and head coach Al Arbor was inducted into their Blues Hall of Fame.
Good job there.
Yeah,
Go out.
Yeah,
that's
one of the very first, one of the very first coaches of on the team back in the early days. But and then we got news that Steve Ott, who's a coach with the Blues, former player and now coach with the Blues, was sent to Springfield to finish the season as the Thunderbirds head coach. Now, a lot of rumors swirling. Nothing has been said officially. People are saying, is this a demotion? Is this a promotion? We don't know. We can say that the last couple of years, under Steve Ott's tutelage, the power play has struggled.
Last in the league, pretty much. They were terrible.
But
terrible.
The Thunderbirds have struggled as well. So who knows? We'll see. We'll keep an eye because, quite honestly, down in Springfield, nobody is really performing very well.
Nobody's lighting it up.
It's funny kind of how Springfield is mirroring the Blues season. Wow. It's very inconsistent play.
Well, they put 2 games back to back, play good games against top teams, and then lose to Chicago. And I know every dog has his day, but they just can't put a winning streak together, guys. Still not too far from a playoff spot, but the way it's going, it's not looking good. This Olympic break, hopefully they'll have a little relax, get some bruises healed. Anybody that's injured, hopefully they're getting better, getting treatment, come back with a new attitude, and all the best to all the players that are actually in the Olympic Games. Not the Blues.
Well, and the good, I think we mentioned this last time. The Olympic break is coming up here the first week of February, and hopefully by the end of that, right before the trade deadline, the Blues should be healthy, and we should have some clarity as to what they're going to do. I think we already know what they are,
right? But
we don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, nobody's being consistent on the team. Everybody's up or down. No. It's either one player. You need the whole team to come together. To me, it seems like the fourth line is their best line. I hate to say it, but
with the guys they have, they've got some scoring, but they're just not scoring.
No.
I mean, right now, you don't have a potential 30-plus goal scorer on this team. No. You don't have it.
Nope. There's just everybody struggling at once. So could be a long season, guys. We'll see after the break. If they
it is a long season already.
Yeah, it's already long. It is. We're gonna move on from that, guys, and we're gonna do a little segment here. We're not gonna do down on the farm this session.
Yeah,
we're gonna move it on to next podcast.
There's nothing
guys.
really going on that we haven't already talked about.
So we're gonna pass on down on the farm segment today.
I'll keep an eye on that, and maybe in our next podcast we'll have something more to report.
So we're gonna go to we're gonna move on to the All-Star Blues and Cardinal lineup, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. There's one we came up with, guys. It's my All-Star lineup for the Blues and Cardinals, and Dan's All-Star lineup, and we're pretty much the same on most of it, but we have a few differences, and we're not gonna talk a whole lot about it, but I think it's interesting. I hope you guys like this segment. I'm gonna lead off. We're gonna start off with the Blues and Al's All-Star team, guys. I'm gonna start it off with head coach Joel Quenneville. 307 wins, guys. 307 wins. That's all it really got me. And then that's a lot of wins, and he brought a lot of talent to the Blues and a lot of hard-nosed hockey. He changed a little atmosphere of the Blues, I think, in the locker room.
Well, he did change the attitude, because it was a losing attitude up until Quenneville. Well, yeah, it was a losing attitude, but you're coming off of Mike Keenan also, and I think everybody had Keenan fatigue at that point.
Yep. Keenan was something special, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Who'd you come up with, her head coach, Dan?
I chose Scotty Bowman.
Wow.
He was the architect of those early expansion year teams.
Mhm.
So I thought, I'm going to choose Scotty Bowman because he has won numerous cups with um, the Canadians, the Penguins, um, the Red Wings.
Yeah.
He's a proven winner wherever he goes.
Sure. That's good call. Good call. Next, we're going to go to goaltenders, guys. My 1 and 2 goaltenders are number 1, I've got Mike Liut, had 151 wins, 10 shutouts through 79 through 85. And number 2, I have Curtis Joseph, 137 wins, guys. Fastest to reach 100 wins from 89 to 95. He was inducted into Blues Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Now, Mike Liut, and I think Dan would agree with this guy, was a mountain of a man. Oh my God.
He was my favorite Blues player for the longest time.
Was he like 6'4", 6'6"?
Oh yeah, he was just huge, and he is Bennington's agent.
No kidding. I did not know that.
Bennington just passed him for some record. Was it 500?
Oh,
something
wow.
like that. But yeah, it's kind of cool that they both played for the Blues.
Who'd you have? Did you have
I got
on your
Liu.
goaltending list?
I got Liu, but I got him as my backup. And again, I gotta say, huge Mike Liu fan, but I went with Glenn Hall.
Wow,
the Blues' very first goalie.
You can't not.
And a proven winner with Chicago in all those cup years there in the early '60s.
Can't say enough about him. Good call, Dan. Good call. We're going to move on next to the offense. I have no certain order here or lineups, but here are my guys that I picked and grew up with. Most of these guys: Brett Hull, Adam Oates, Pierre Turgeon. I've got Bernie Federko at center, Brendan Shanahan, and Doug Gilmore. I got Gary Unger, Wayne Gretzky, even though he's here a short time, and you got to put Red Berenson in the lineup. Brian Sutter. Those are my guys. Adam Oates to Brett Hull. What a call. Dan Kelly, best announcer ever in my book. When he said, Oates to Hull, shoots, he scores. Everybody tries to copy that.
Yeah. And they all fail. They all failed. Nobody can be Dan Kelly, not even his own son. His own son was fair.
Yeah, he did okay.
But he wasn't Dan Kelly.
No,
nobody. Trivia: who was the Blues' very first announcer for that very first season?
Ooh,
Anyone?
That's a good one, Dan.
Bueller.
I think you told me that one, and it does not have a brain freeze on that, Dan. Who is that?
Jack Buck.
Wow, did not know that. Jack Buck.
And Jack Buck had never called hockey, and he said, I'm doing it this one year, but you better find somebody else. And that's when they hired Dan Kelly, and Dan Kelly
was a legend. Became a legend.
Moved down from Ottawa with his family, and yeah.
What's your offense, Dan? Who do you got?
I went with 3 lines. So my first line is Federko centering Sutter and Brett Hull. Brian Sutter, heart and soul of those teams in the late '70s, early '80s.
Yep,
just he just was, he bled blue. Bernie Federko, what can you say? Hall of Famer,
All time.
slick passer.
Yep.
And then Brett Hull could score from anywhere.
Sniper.
Yeah.
Brett Hull the sniper.
My second line, I went with old Blondie, Gary Unger.
Oh, yeah.
Centering Keith Kachuk and Wayne Babbage.
Wow.
Again, Gary Unger, what a scorer, what a skater.
Smooth skater.
Yeah.
Smooth skater.
And Keith Kachuk, one of the better power forwards. And then Wayne Babbage, the very first 50 goal scorer the Blues ever had.
Wow. First one, huh?
Yeah.
I remember Wayne Babbage. Yep.
So then my third line, I went with the Red Baron, Red Berenson, who, by the way, was traded to Detroit for Gary Younger, and then about a year later was traded back to the Blues, and I can't remember who that involved. But flanking him on the wings, I took Big Daddy Vladdy Tarasenko, another sniper.
Yep.
And then probably the best power forward the Blues ever had, Brendan Shanahan.
No doubt.
And if you look at
Good
the
call.
right wing that I created, all three of them were 50 goal scorers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty solid.
That's solid.
Three lines
I'll
right
take
there.
I'll take that, baby. I'll take that. Let's move on, guys. We're going to go to the defense. And on my defense, Dan, I've got Scott Stevens, Al McGinnis with 110-mile-an-hour slap shot, Chris the Hacker Pronger. My boss loves Chris Pronger. He knows how I feel about him, but he was a hell of a hockey player. It just seemed like every time the Blues got a power play, he'd hack somebody. He'd be in the box. He had that 30-foot reach. I mean, the guy would get beat, and he didn't have the speed, so he'd hack him across the ridge or throw him stick between your legs. So anyway, but he was a very good defenseman. All kidding aside. I have Bob Plager. I got Alex Petroangelo, Petra. Rob the Rammer Ramage. That's mine, and I'm going to throw this in. I forgot to add, but I'm going to add him now. Is Barclay Plager. Got to have Bob Plager and Barclay Plager on the same team, guys. Some of the best, and I've met Bob Plager in person. What a gentleman! I talked to him. He's got a local establishment here in Fenton. He passed away recently, but I talked to him for probably 30 minutes. Had a couple of cold frosty ones, and it was just very entertaining, bringing back memories of the old arena and back in the day. Dan, who do you got on defense?
I got Chris Pronger and Al McInnes as a pairing. Then I'm changing it up a little bit. I'm going with Al Arbor and Jeff Brown.
Oh, wow. Jeff Brown.
Former 20-goal scorer from right defense. And then I went with any Plager brother, except for Billy Plager, who I don't know why he was even in the NHL. And old Frenchie, Noel Picard.
And
I too had a conversation with Bobby Plager, who was just a gem of a person. I saw him down in Branson. We talked about the whole Brendan Shanahan signing and who we were going to have to give up. And sorry to say, Bobby was wrong. He said we were going to give up Rod Brindamore and maybe another player or some picks. And it ended up being Scott Stevens. And that's probably why I did not select Scott Stevens, is because he only played one season with us. He was a good player as a Blue and throughout his whole NHL career, but he only had one season.
I got you. I only saw him 1 year also, but he went on to be an all-star, I believe.
I had to go with any Plager brother, and I got a quick little story. Bobby Plager again, as so many people do have Bobby Plager stories. Bobby Plager was the person that in the movie Slapshot, that went into the stands
Mhm.
after the fan and started fighting him. That was Bobby Plager in real life. That actually happened in Philadelphia, and he had to get dressed real quickly and
He escorted out, I believe.
escorted out, and he had warrants for his arrest in Philadelphia. So if you ever watch that movie Slapshot and you see that scene where the guy goes up into the stand,
Mhm.
I think it's one of the Hanson brothers that goes up in the stands.
Well, I think they threw a bottle at one of the Hanson brothers, broke his glasses or
Yeah.
something. Somebody threw a bottle at one of the
Trying to
Hanson
listen to the song. That was Bobby Plager, and another one. Bobby Plager was partnered with Noel Picard, and they both like to pinch in. Now, for those of you who maybe are not that familiar with hockey, uh, pinching in is when the defenseman joins the rush in the offensive zone, and to create an odd number and get more guys there.
Mhm.
And then you typically the other one stays back in case puck comes out.
Right.
Well, Bobby Plager and Noel Picard both used to like to pinch, and so they would get caught up ice, and nobody was back there to defend. So they came up. Somebody, I don't know who it was, came up with a system. Okay, Bobby, if we say a color, you pinch. If you hear a color yelled out from the bench, you pinch. Noel, if you hear a fruit called out, you pinch.
Mhm.
So this one game, everything's working well. One game, somebody on the bench yells out orange, and they both pinched.
Wow, that's a story you don't hear very much of. Or that's a good insight there, Dan. I like that. What are we going to move on to next, Dan? I got the enforcers next on my list, and first one I have. This is going back a ways, and we're going to go with Bob Gassoff, guys. Tony Twist, Kelly Chase, and I added Todd Ewing. I talked to a friend of mine, and he said, "Don't forget Todd Ewing. Todd Ewing could fight with the best of them." We lost Bob Gassoff early. He died, passed away of a ATV accident.
I think we lost Ewing as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure on Todd Ewing. I'd have to check on that.
I think so.
But he was lost to us way too soon. Tony Twist, what can you say? Fights with Prober, Detroit. I mean,
Nobody wanted to fight the guy.
nobody wanted to fight him. And I believe Tony Twist even has a place here, an establishment here in St. Louis, Dan.
He used to right down there on Main Street in Imperial.
He had a little cigar bar in Imperial, I think.
Yeah, I think now he works.
He had one.
I think he works for a window company now.
I got you.
The
So those
last
are
I
my
heard.
those are my enforcers. Like I said, Bob Gassoff way too young. I'd take any one of those guys in a fight. They were just quick hands, fast. You know, not to be redundant, but man, they were just tough.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on all those. There's maybe one other guy I probably would maybe also throw into the mix, and that's Reed Lowe.
Oh yeah,
Reed Lowe didn't back down from anybody.
he didn't back
either.
down. No, Reload did not back down. Yeah, I think he's still in St. Louis too.
He is.
He's part
He
of the
is.
St. Louis Blues
Yeah.
alumni thing. So
Yeah, and a lot of these guys, they coach these little league teams. So if you got a little one who's interested in playing hockey, check out those teams, because you can't get any better instruction than someone who made it to the highest level.
and Dan, it's a good thing also if you think about this and you look around. A lot of Blues players after they retire, and what do? They stay in St. Louis.
Yeah.
That's something special. You don't get that all the time. They move out of the state, country, whatever.
Well, that
A
seems
lot of
to
these guys
be
hang out here.
that seems to be a common thread with both with all teams in St. Louis,
St. Louis.
professional teams. You still got football Cardinals and even maybe some Rams players who still live in the area.
Sure.
Baseball Cardinal players definitely still live in the area.
Sure.
They call it home.
Sure.
So yeah, there's something
That
about
means something. There's something that just means something, you know. I'm going to finish this off, Dan, with a little tribute to Dan's favorite goaltender, Glenn Hall. He was drafted by the Blues in '67. He led the Blues to 3 consecutive Stanley Cup finals, 68 through 70, guys. He was called Mr. Goalie, Dan. Played in over 500 straight games, all without a mask. Can you believe that? These guys shooting 100-mile-an-hour pucks. No mask, guys. Won a Stanley Cup in '61 with Chicago.
That's a bad man.
Yeah. He played in 906 regular season games and 150 playoff games. He was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1975. Mr. Goalie, Glenn Hall.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, my friend. And then we're not going to forget Dan. How about one of the best announcers in the game, Dan? You know who that might be?
Dan Kelly.
Dan Kelly, of course. Ding, ding, ding. You got it.
That wasn't. I thought maybe there was a trick question there, but I wasn't going to allow it to happen.
He was the best that I ever heard. Like I said, I remember going late night to sleep and having to put the radio under my pillow to listen to the game. I had school the next day, and I know many of you probably did the same thing. What an announcer. He just made everything just live, just made it so real. The way he just called the game. He was special.
Well, he could do a lot of different sports because I remember he would do some of the Big Reds football games.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'd also fill in on the baseball games as well. Like if Jack Buck was doing Game of the Week or Mike Shannon was incapacitated.
Oh, I got you.
He'd fill in.
He'd fill in definitely. And in closing on that segment, guys, there's many great blues players, Dan. I probably forgot to mention and should be in my all-star lineup, but these players are the ones I grew up with, most of them anyway, and I had a few fond memories. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And then one of the greatest moments was the Stanley Cup in St. Louis in 2019, Dan.
Yeah.
What other great move that? The first Stanley Cup in St. Louis Blues history.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that. That and the Monday Night Miracle.
Yes.
I remember listening to that game on the radio.
Yep.
That was before everything was on TV. Greg Paslowski just on this defenseman for Calgary, just on him, and he lifts his stick, steals the puck, and in one movement shoots on Mike Vernon and scores to tie the game. And then Doug Wickenheiser, rest in peace, got the game winner.
Dougie Wick. I remember that fondly. It was a good memory, Dan. And then let's see here. And then, in that Stanley Cup game, real quick, Dan, beat the Boston Bruins 7 games. Last game, the Blues won 4-1. Jordan Bennington stopped 32 shots that game. And Dan's favorite song, Gloria by Laura Branigan, was our theme song. Apparently it pumped him up, and it played a long time.
Made me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, Dan, he didn't like that song. But anyway, that's our fondly of that. We're going to move on because we're getting close to the end here, guys. We're going to go to the Cardinals All-Star that we picked up. We'll make this kind of quick so we can knock this out for you guys. I've got the All-Star lineup, and I've got head coach Whitey Herzog as my head coach, guys.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there with Whitey.
No.
I did. I also selected Red Shandies because
good call. Yep.
The teams won a lot under Shandies.
Sure.
I think he's a very underrated manager. Just a nice guy. So yeah, he would be my second selection.
All right, we're going to move on quickly here. Next, I'm going to do the starting lineup. No particular order, guys. I've got Albert Pujols at first base, and Keith Hernandez is my second runner-up. What do you say about Pujols, Dan? I mean,
Well,
what can you say?
Yeah, I'll give you mine, and then I'll comment on Pujols. I chose Stan Musial and Albert Pujols, and as my first baseman, and they're both two of the greatest hitters in Cardinals history. Um, so yeah, Pujols is just amazing. I remember when he hit that home run off of Brad Lidge in Game 6, and quick story there. They were on the plane coming back to St. Louis for the final game, and Brad Ausmus, who was the catcher at the time for Houston, went up to the pilot and had him say some things. And so the pilot gets on the intercom and he goes, "Attention, everyone! If you look out your left window, you'll see wherever they were, blah 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 blah. And then if you look out the right side of the plane, you can still see the ball that Pujols hit off of Brad Lidge." And the whole plane just started breaking up.
That's a shot by Brad Lidge, man. That's classic. How do you get that? That's a classic. Moving on, guys. I've got third base. I went straight to third base. I got Scott Rowland and Kenny Reitz, old school. Zamboni.
You did jump to the other
corner. I did jump to the other corner, didn't I? I said no certain order. So my bad. Okay. My bad. So I got Kenny Reitz at third, the old Zamboni machine over there. Guy didn't have much speed, but he could pick it at third base, man.
Yeah. He didn't have much in his bat either.
No.
But he was pretty much all glove.
Yeah, he was all glove. And then Scott Rowland, probably one of the best third basemen.
All around.
Just power hitter, can hit for power.
Gold glove, could hit for power.
Go to his right, go to his left, in the hole. I mean, amazing third baseman.
I took Rowland as well, but then I went a little old school and I selected Ken Boyer.
Wow.
Ken Boyer, instrumental in the Cardinals winning in '67, hit that home run.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ken Boyer, a very underrated third baseman, and was the manager of the Cardinals just before Whitey Herzog. They fired Ken Boyer and brought in Whitey.
Really? Well, good call there, buddy.
Yeah, I've got a wealth of useless information.
Well, it's got to be useless to everybody. It's very interesting. Next, I'm going to go to shortstop, guys. I got Ozzie Smith. There's nothing else to say there, and I got Edgar Renteria. Ozzie, special. Nobody. And apparently, he had an arm injury. Dan was telling me about that. He had to change his motion going to first base.
Yeah.
Then you got Edgar Renteria. I mean, he played for the Marlins. He won a World Series with them, and he was a hell of a shortstop too. Strong arm. And Ozzie hit that home run to get the Dodgers off Niedenfuer, I believe.
That's right.
And I can't believe what I just saw. Was that the call, or what did he?
No, that was.
That was
Gibson.
That was a Gibson call
off of Eckersley.
Yeah, that was that call. So I apologize on that, but
no, his Ozzie's was go crazy, folks.
Go crazy.
I too took Ozzie Smith, but then I went a little old school on my second selection, and I chose Marty Marion. Marty Marion was Ozzie Smith before Ozzie Smith. When you talk shortstop and Cardinal shortstops, it was Marty Marion before you get to Ozzie Smith. So, that's my shortstops. I agree with you on Ozzie. Just it's Ozzie, and then everybody else is a distant second.
And he's a big part of St. Louis community now. So he's another one that stayed in St. Louis, guys. He's a big part of the Cardinals. team still today. We're going to move on to second base. I got Fernando Vina, and I went old school here. I went Tommy Hurt. Fernando Vina was probably one of the quickest guys to turn a double play. Quick hands, going back on the ball, in the hole, just all around quick, put the ball in play. Good ball player. Tommy Hurt was old school. Get down and dirty, reminded me of Brennan Donovan. Had bad knees, though. It kind of cut his career short.
Yeah.
But good ball player. Did he drive in 100 RBIs with less home
100
runs?
RBIs with fewer than 10 home runs.
Right. That's amazing. That is amazing. So those are my pick on that, Dan. Who do you got?
I went a little old school. I went with the Gray Ghost, Julian Javier, and then I, as my second one, I went with Tommy Hurt. Both of them, phenomenal footwork over at second base on turning a double play. How the Gray Ghost, you didn't know he was there. He was so good around the bag. So yeah, that's who I took at
you
second.
Can't lose. I mean, like I said, you can't.
I took some retro guys.
I got you. Nothing wrong with that. We're gonna move on to a catcher, and I know some guys are not gonna agree, or a lot of people are not gonna agree with me. But I grew up watching this guy play. Ted Simmons, Simba. The guy was a switch hitter, power, good defensively, very underrated. But he just got put in a Hall of Fame. Should have been sooner, but he finally got his dues. And I got Molina second. I mean, I got nothing more to say about Molina. What a catcher, this guy. He wasn't that great of a hitter. He made himself a better hitter.
Yeah.
He could call a game like nobody else defensively. Guys were afraid to run on him. He'd sit there and guys would look at him. He'd get that arm up and cock it. It's funny to watch. They wouldn't steal him.
I got a sweatshirt, and it's a silhouette of him in his catcher position as he's getting ready to throw down to second, and it says, "Thou shalt not steal."
I get it, man.
I too took Yadi Molina as my first one. I mean,
hard not to.
Yeah,
hard not to.
Yeah, and then I took my childhood idol. The reason why I wanted to be a catcher, the reason why I wore number 23, the reason why I taught myself to hit from both left and right side. I took Ted Simmons, and Al doesn't know this, but I'm going to throw on another catcher, and it's everybody's favorite tuba shagging fly ball catching catcher, Mr. Baseball himself, Bob Uecker.
Wow, you went with Bob Uecker.
You gotta throw him. He was just a clown. I mean, they would take pictures, team pictures, and he'd hold Bob Gibson's hand just to get Bob Gibson to laugh.
Yeah, it's tough to get Gibby to laugh. Let me tell you. Guys, we're going to move it on a little bit here. I got next, I got center field. I've got Jim Edmonds, and I got Willie McGee. Edmonds was a hell of a ball player. He closed faster than anybody I ever saw. Go back on a ball. The catch he made in Houston, going up that back lot there, was incredible. Back against home plate. He could come in on a ball like nobody else. I know he had some off-field things. A lot of guys that people didn't care for the guy, but as a ball player, he was a hell of a center. He was something special. He made a catch in the World Series, I believe, or a playoff game.
Stole a home run in a game. I think it was.
Was it the Mets? Was it the Mets?
Gorman Thomas.
Yes, Gorman Thomas.
Of Milwaukee.
I'm sorry, Milwaukee. Yeah, jumped over the wall, threw his glove back there and caught it.
And then hit 2 home runs in that game.
Something special. What'd you think? What'd you get?
I took McGee as my first one.
Okay.
There was just something about him, that walking around like he didn't know where he was, but you get him on the ball field and in the batter's box with that ugly swing, and he just produced.
He put the ball in play. If you watched him bat, it was nobody teaches the way he bat, guys. But you know what? He put the ball in play. It's in the major leagues. Don't change nothing. Don't change nothing, guys.
And I took Kurt Flood. He's the reason for free agency.
Yep.
He revolutionized the game. And he was Jim Edmonds before Jim Edmonds. He played exactly the same way. He played shallow.
Mm-hmm.
Got burned once that I know of, and it cost the Cardinals the World Series in, I believe it's 68.
Wow. I didn't remember that play. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to left field. Left field, I got one player, Lou Brock. 105 stolen bases, wound up with 118 bases one season, broke the all-time stolen base record. Could hit, speed. I mean, he'd run, you couldn't even, feet touch the ground. Got him on a great trade with the Cubs for, Ernie Brulio?
Yeah.
What a steal that was down the line. Come on.
Yeah, because Ernie Brulio did nothing with the Cubs, and I think in a few years after that, he was back with the Cardinals.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that. But Lou Brock was something special. Who you got at center?
I took Lou Brock as well.
Left field, I'm sorry.
And left field. And then my backup would be Matt Holliday. Matt Holliday, he was another very special player in those years with Pujols and Edmonds.
Oh, yeah. Very strong hitter, power hitter. Just a monster of a man, just a all-around good hitter. Lots of power. Can't go wrong with that call. Then I'm going to move into right field. And I only got one person there. I got Stan the Man Musial. What do you say about that, guys? Come on. There's nothing to really say about Stan the Man. He's a legend here in St. Louis.
He's not a myth, but he is a legend.
No, not a myth. You got that right. He is a legend, and always have a place in our hearts here in St. Louis. What a ball player! What a ball player!
Yeah.
Who do you got, Dan?
I took Old Country, Enos Slaughter, in the mad dash from first to home to secure the World Series, and then as a backup, I went with the Moon Man, Mike. Have another cold frosty Budweiser, Shannon.
You just couldn't wait to do that. You just had to do it.
I can't say the man's name without doing my Mike Shannon.
I got you. I got. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Time for another cold frosty one.
We're gonna move on from that, guys, because we gotta close this up pretty soon. I'm gonna go with my starting pitchers. I'm gonna name my five, and I'm gonna go right to Dan. I've got nobody better than Bob Gibson, number one. Even though he wasn't here a long time, I got Steve Carlton next. Chris Carpenter. He was just a competitor. That's all I got to say. John Tudor, soft tossing lefty that could dot the I on the corner. You just put it where you wanted. He put it there. Didn't throw hard, but location and, just a heck of a – he proved he didn't have to throw hard in order to get guys out, guys. And you got Bob Forsch. Threw a no-hitter. I think his twin brother threw a no-hitter too. I think Bobby threw two no-hitters, didn't he?
Bobby threw two no-hitters, yeah, with the Cardinals.
Yeah, Bob Forsch was a special pitcher too in St. Louis. And I grew up watching him play. Like I said, we're missing, I'm sure, a bunch of different ball players, but no doubt, this is our list we came up with, guys. Dan, who'd you come up with on your top?
Well, my top four are all four Cardinal Hall of Famers, and the top three are MLB Hall of Famers. I went with Gibson, Carlton, Dean, and then Forsch as my fourth starter. Wow. And then my fifth one is a guy who will be, at the very least, a Cardinal Hall of Famer, Adam Wainwright.
Agreed.
I think that's a pretty good rotation there.
It's a heck of a rotation. These guys pitch more than 5 innings every time.
Yeah, well, Gibson went 9.
9.
He refused to come out until the game was over.
I think he'd throw a doubleheader if you let him.
Probably. Hell of a basketball player, too.
We are going to go relief pitchers real quick, guys. I got Bruce Sutter, Lee Smith, Al the Mad Hungarian Hrabowski, and I got Jason Isringhausen, he was the all-time save leader for the Cardinals. Those are my 4 for the relief pitchers. Like I said, I'm sure there's others. But Bruce Sutter was very special in us winning the World Series in '82. Lee Smith was a mountain of a man, very intimidating on the mound. He threw hard. Al Rabowski had to look. Went behind the mound like he was rubbing that baseball, like rubbing the leather off that ball. And turn around and just, and mostly I think he was just trying to figure out how to pitch the ball, where to go with it, and just, focus.
Well, he was just trying to psych himself up to make a better pitch.
And then Jason Isringhausen, like I said, what can you say? All-time save leader for the Cardinals. He still lives in St. Louis also, which is very special.
Yeah. Over in Illinois area. But yeah. Not far.
What you got, Dan?
I went with Bruce Sutter. He got you the World Series in '82, striking out Gorman Thomas. And then my second one is Al Rabowski. And all the antics aside, he was pretty much a lights out pitcher as well. So, yeah, that would be my 2 relief pitchers. I didn't go with a whole rotation of relief pitchers.
Yeah. Well, I had to throw a lefty in there. You got to throw a lefty in there. So I did that.
Right here, Rabowski.
And then I got, and the last but not least, I'm going to throw in Jose Oquendo as my utility player. Guy played every position on the ball field, even pitcher, catcher, first base, second, every place on the diamond. Okay stick, but he was very reliable and dependable. He could do it all. You wouldn't be afraid to put him in any position at any time during a game.
Yep.
I enjoyed watching Oquendo play.
I too picked the secret weapon, Jose Oquendo, who used to live over here, not far from where I live, where we do the show in Studio B. And then another guy I mentioned was Mike Ramsey, who back in the 80s, he played all the infield positions and had to fill in quite a bit for Tommy Herr when he was out with knee injuries.
Right. Right. Did have some bad knees.
So he could play all 3. And so, yeah, that was my my second one.
I got you. And then we're going to wrap it up, guys. I got some other players I know we're missing. There's a couple ones I'm going to add real quick, and then we're going to close it for the night, man. I got players like Joe Torre. I got Mike Shannon, Terry Pendleton, Mark McGwire, and David Eckstein. All very good ball player. Look, Mark McGwire changed the course of history with his home runs.
Hand me the cream.
What's that?
Hand me the cream.
David Eckstein, special ball player. Not the most talented, but he was a gamer. Terry Pendleton played third base. Hell of a third baseman. Could pick it there too. Mike Shannon, what else can you say about that? Dan had a great talk about him. And last but not least, Joe Torre. Also, he was a coach for the Cardinals, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
So I think we're going to, Dan, anything you want to finish up with before I close it out? Anything you got?
No, I'm going to apologize. I don't have one of my cute little clever endings of the show. Had a lot of stuff going on here lately. Just didn't have the opportunity to come up with anything. So
I'm sure he'll come up with one next podcast. Knowing Dan.
I'll try.
All right. Hey guys, once again here from Archway Sports Talk. This is Alan, Dan. Hope you enjoyed our show. Like I said, we're just having fun with this. These are most of us just our opinions on different sports. Talk about different ball players and hockey. But we're having fun with it. I hope you guys enjoy listening. And we're going to call it a night, man. And good night from Archway Sports Talk.
Don't forget to make comments, please.
And suggestions, please. Don't hesitate. We really appreciate it.
If there's anything you want to hear us talk about, please mention it.
And we're working on an email address, guys, too, so you can send us an email. That'll be out shortly. We'll let you know when we got that done, and also a logo that will soon hopefully get done in the next couple weeks. I think you're going to enjoy the new logo. So good night from Archway Sports Talk.